What's up everyone, Shirley here. Today we're going to be taking a look at Stormwall Blockade on normal mode. I wanted to show off this fight today because this is probably the only real roadblock in normal mode for pugs or normal progression guilds. And hopefully this video and my point of view can help, get you over that hump if you're having trouble with this fight. So, starting off here, I'm going to be on the right boat with Brother Joseph on normal mode. Now on Heroic, and I assume Mythic, the bosses themselves will actually switch boats, but on normal they stay on the same one. So if you can convince your raid leader to let you do it, as an arms warrior, you definitely want to be on the right boat with Brother Joseph here. And that's because of the sirens that spawn. Basically, play to our strength here. Every time they come up, you can sweeping strikes the bird thing down. And if you've got Warbreaker and Bladestorm up for it, even better. But this fight, starting off, is pretty simple. I guess it's pretty simple all the way through. We're going to get these debuffs that you got to drop to the edge of the ring, and he will periodically cast the Seize Temptation thing, which will summon these sirens. Now, luckily here, for our second Bladestorm, we have it up for this spawn, which is great. Go ahead and cleave that down. And I'm getting the debuff. I want to move that to the edge and try to keep the middle of the platform as open as possible. Now, he will start casting Tidal Empowerment, and when he does that, he'll get a shield on him. You have to damage through it, break the shield to be able to interrupt him. And that's basically this side of the boat. Now, we're going to be slowing down DPS here on this side of the boat because we are ahead of the other boat. And you want both bosses to die at the same time, otherwise the boat that goes down first is going to get pelted by spells all the time. So if you notice, I'm just standing here waiting for the other side to catch up, but we do have to kill the siren, so I'm going to go ahead and pop sweeping strikes and cleave some executes onto it to get it down even faster. Now we're just going to AFK some more. The other boat, we still have to interrupt this though. The other boat, on the other hand, has a lightning debuff that goes out that you have to spread to the edge for, and also these little orbs that'll go on either side that you have to just get out of the way. It's pretty easy. There's not really much risk of dying on that side. Now, as both ads go down, we're all going to click the teleporter, which will take us to the main dock area at the same time to fight the main boss, this big sludge thing. Now, you do have to kick this cast. It's just like Argus on Mythic. You want to get in as much damage here as you possibly can and kick at the last second. Otherwise, there's like 8-9% of his health pool that we wouldn't have gotten for free there before he starts casting all of his mechanics. Now, the way that we decided to do this fight was all the melee is going to stack up on one guy. You see the star marker right there. Now, this allows the Sea Swell, I think is what it's called, the kelp debuff thing on the ground there. When he casts that, it'll go on every player in the raid. We're just trying to keep the platform as clear as possible. So this, you wait for it to cast, and then you move out of the way so you don't, fill up the platform and you got room to work with. Now, since we're stacking it, though, that makes it that much more dangerous if you do get clipped by one, because if you get clipped by one, normally it's fine, but now you're getting hit by like 3 or 4, and you're probably just going to get one-shotted. So you got to be really heads up on that. Now, what are we doing about the ads? We're having the people with the debuff that spawn the ads run all the way to the back of the dock like you normally would, but we're just having our ranged take those down right now and having all the melee stay on the boss to get in as much damage as we can rather than everybody running back and forth. The only time we're switching to the ads is when they get in melee range just like this, and you'll see me pop sweeping strikes and hit it once there before it goes down. Now at the moment, it's not a whole lot because our range is keeping up, but later on in the fight, that's when we'll get a lot of nice cleave on these ads as they come in. But otherwise, we're just ignoring the what's going on behind us, except for the little puddle things, that right there on the left side. I can't remember what it's called, but you got to soak these. And we're going to move over. Unfortunately, they do overlap with the sea swells quite often, and when that happens, it sucks because we spread out the debuff on the ground, but you got to do it to get the soak in, otherwise the raid's going to take a large chunk of damage if that goes up through. So right here, I'm going to go ahead and back up a hair and try to soak this. I was trying to Warbreaker that ad too, but it died just before the cast went off. But anytime you see an opportunity like that, you want to be cleaving your Warbreaker, obviously, onto the ads. And we're going to go ahead and move over to the left side here and stay stacked up. We're nearing execute phase. I'm just looking behind to see if we got any ads coming in soon, but we don't. That's pretty much it for this fight. We're just going to keep rinse repeating here. Now, our paladin there had the debuff, and what that allows him to do is clear out the kelp on the ground. So he's going to run into melee there, and help clear out some space for us so we can continue to do this strategy. Now, the only problem with that is that when they do that, they might not have as much time to run to the back of the room to drop the ad really far away, and that's what this happens, is that we'll get an ad really close here. And it's not a big deal, we just got to be aware of it and switch accordingly, otherwise these ads will continue to cast on the boss and give it energy, and when it reaches 100 energy, it'll cast something, and when that cast goes off, it's a wipe, basically, at that point. Now, I'm sitting over here trying to soak this circle, and I see the ad coming in. We're going to go ahead and sweeping strikes and continue to execute the boss to execute the ad at, you know, above execute phase on it for more DPS. We got lucky with this soak circle. We're all kind of standing in it anyway. Not a big deal. Casting another Sea Swell out here, we do got to move. Now, as the fight gets down to the wire, these ads are going to be coming in more and more frequently. Now, we do have to make a hard swap here onto this one if you don't have sweeping strikes up for it, because they do have priority still until you get the boss to about 10%, I'd say. It depends on your raid group's DPS. Obviously, you want to play it by ear. If you think that you have enough damage to just ignore ads at some point, then, you know, go for it. That'll be up to your own discretion. Now, right here, I have Warbreaker coming back up, and I wanted to turn around and make sure that we didn't have any ads to cleave with. Well, luckily, we had 2 here, so this was a great opportunity for Bladestorm to really shine through. Go ahead and pop Sweeping Strikes and execute them both. Now, you want to, if you catch 2 in that situation, you want to move from the left to the right, to the left to the right, until they're dead, because that Sweeping Strikes is going to keep cleaving not only executes, but it's putting deep wounds on both targets, and deep wounds is really important in any AoE situation to get it on as many things as possible. Now, after we drop both of those ads, we decided that we got the boss low enough. We're going to ignore all the ads behind us, and that includes the ranged DPS, and we're going to go ahead and nuke down the boss from here, and it should be pretty easy fight at this point. You do want to remember to soak circles still. That's the only thing to do. Hope this video helped you get down the Stormwall Blockade, and I will see you next time. Peace.
Alright, 3, 2, 1, last.
Tighter.
Don't get excited.
Oh my god.
Oh, what the
Dave.
That was I didn't even cross my mind.
Dave!
Did not even cross my mind.
This is awkward as fuck.
So that being said, I went to do it last time and somebody else did it, and I was
just about to say, we know who was doing it up till now, right?